Hi guys, and welcome to another crochet cakes tutorial. In today's tutorial I'm going to be sharing with you how to make this flower granny square. It is adapted from a vintage pattern found in a 1980s crochet stitch dictionary, and while it might take a little bit longer to crochet than your usual granny square, it is no less stunning. Your yarn and your hook of choice, and let's get started. For today's tutorial I'm going to be using Knit Picks Snuggle Puff and a 5mm crochet hook. This is an Aran/worsted weight yarn and it's perfect for blankets. It's a cotton acrylic mix in a single ply, so it's just very squishy and very comforting. So to start off with, we are going to make a slip knot however you normally make a slip knot, and we are going to chain 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 11 and 12. And then we are going to slip stitch into the first chain from the beginning, and this is to form a ring, because for the first round we will be working into this ring, and we're going to chain 4, and we are going to make 23 treble crochets into the ring, and these are US trebles, not UK trebles. So in the UK I think you would call this a double treble. So this here is my third treble because the chain 3 from the beginning counts as the first one. Okay, and once you've completed your 24 total trebles, we are going to slip stitch to the top of that chain 4 and we are going to chain 3. So this begins round 2. Now, this chain 3 counts as the first double crochet, and additionally to this chain 3, we are going to chain 3 more for a total of 6 chains. This counts as our first double crochet and our first chain 3 space. Into the next stitch, we're going to make a double crochet, as well into the 2 stitches following that. So this is a total of 3 double crochets. Now we're going to chain 3, and into the 3 following stitches we're going to do 1 double crochet in each. And this is essentially the pattern for round 1. We're going to work groups of 3 double crochets separated by 3 chain spaces, and I will meet you back here when it is time to join to our beginning round. Okay, so we've finished our next to last 3 double crochet group. We are going to chain 3, and into the last 2 stitches we're going to work a double crochet into each. We don't need to work 3 double crochets because if you remember, the chain 6 at the beginning counts for the first double crochet of this round 2. Okay, so we're going to join with a slip stitch to the top of the chain 3. So this leaves, as I said, 3 chains to separate from our next group. Now, to begin round 3, what we are going to do is we are going to slip stitch to the first chain 3 space we have there, and then we're going to chain 3. This counts as our first double crochet, and we're going to do 2 more double crochets into this chain space. We're going to chain 3 and then work 3 double crochets into this chain space. And that's basically the pattern for this round. We are going to skip the next 3 double crochets, and into the next chain 3 space that we have, we're going to be working 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets. And we're just going to repeat this all the way around, and I will meet you back here when it's time to join and begin round 4. Now we're back to the beginning, so I'm going to join to the chain 3 from the beginning, and then I'm going to slip stitch until I reach the next chain 3 space that we have, because that's where we will be working. Now round 4, we're going to begin by chaining 3 and working 2 more double crochets into this chain space. Once we've completed these 3 double crochets, we're going to chain 3 and do 3 more double crochets all into this chain space. So it's very similar to what we did in round 3. The only difference is that once we end this shell cluster, we are going to chain 3. And with this chain 3, we'll be skipping the 6 double crochets that we have from the previous row, and then we're going to work into the next shell space by doing 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets. And remember to separate each shell space with 3 double crochets. Sorry, I'm just fighting here with my yarn ball, trying to get enough yarn. But yeah, anyway, don't forget to separate your shell clusters with chain 3s, and I will meet you back here when it's time to end the round and begin the next one. Okay, so now to join, I'm just going to slip stitch into the top of the chain 3, and then I will slip stitch until I get to that beginning center space. Now this shell is going to be a little bit different. We're going to chain 3, we're going to do 2 more double crochets into this chain space, but we are going to separate the 2 groups of double crochets with a chain 1. Okay, so I've completed my first 3 double crochet group. I'm going to chain 1 and do my second 3 double crochet group. And then once I finish this, I'm going to chain 2 and I'm going to skip all the stitches and work a single crochet into the chain 3 space that we made in the previous row. I'm going to chain 2, and then I'm going to work my 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets into the next available chain 3 space. And this is basically the pattern for this round. We're going to do 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets, and once we finish that little group, we're going to chain 2, work a single crochet into the next chain 3 space, chain 2, and work our 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet into the next available space. And I will meet you back here when it's time to join. Alright, so we are back at the beginning. I've made my last single crochet and I'm just doing a chain 2, and I'm going to go into the top of the chain 3. I'm going to slip stitch to join, and then I'm going to slip stitch until I reach that chain 1 space. And I'm into that chain 1 space, I'm going to make a single crochet, and this begins the next round. So after I've made the single crochet, I'm just going to do a chain of 5, 2, 5, and then I'm going to skip 3 double crochets in the chain 2 space, and I'm going to work a puff stitch into that single crochet. Now to work the puff stitch, we are going to yarn over, insert our hook into the single crochet, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over again, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, and then we're going to yarn over and pull through all loops on the hook. And we are going to chain 5. So that's the repeat for this row. You're going to make a puff stitch into the single crochet, chain 5, and skip everything until you reach that chain 1 space where you will do a single crochet. and I will meet you back when it's time to join and start the next round. We're back to the beginning. So as usual, we're just going to slip stitch to the first stitch. In this case, it's a single crochet, and then we are going to slip stitch until we get to the chain 5 space. Once there, we are going to chain 3, and we are going to make 7 double crochets into this chain 5 space. Since the chain 3 counts as the double crochet, that's a total of 8 double crochet. And this round is pretty straightforward. We're just going to work 8 double crochet into each chain 5 space. Okay? And this is the last round that will be a round, because the next time we meet, we are going to be turning our circle into a square. Okay, we're back at the beginning, but this join is going to be a little bit different. We're going to turn our work to be have the back side facing us. We're going to insert our hook into the top of that chain 3, and we're going to pull the loop through that chain 3. This counts as our slip stitch, and we're going to chain 1 and turn the work to be right side facing us again. The reason we did this is because we have to work our first stitch, which is a single crochet, into the space between the 8 double crochet groups where we joined, and it just makes it easier. Okay, once we've done our single crochet, we're going to chain 5, and once again, working between the 8 double crochet groups, we're going to do 2 double crochets. Chain 5 again. Don't fight with your yarn ball like I'm doing here. And between the next 8 double crochet groups, we are going to work a single crochet. And this begins the squaring off of our circle. Okay, single crochet, chain 5, 2 double crochets, chain 5, single crochet, chain 5, and we're going to do 2 trebles into the space between the next 8 double crochet group. It just happens to be above a puff stitch. Okay, so that's my first treble. Once we've completed 2 trebles, we're going to chain 3 and do 2 more trebles into the same space. So for this round, we're, as I said, squaring off, and we're doing that by working into the spaces between the 8 double crochet groups. Okay, and our repeat is essentially going to be single crochet, chain 5, double crochet, chain 5, single crochet, chain 5, corner made by trebles, and then chain 5, and repeat the process all the way around. And I will meet you back here when it's time to join. We're back at the beginning, and as you can see, our little circle is no longer a circle. We've squared it off by doing those 4 trebles into the corners. Now, to finish round 8, simply join with a slip stitch to the single crochet, and then we are going to chain 1 and do a single crochet. Sorry about that. We're going to do a single crochet into that first single crochet, into the chain, and now into the next chain spaces and stitches, we are going to do a total of 15 single crochets. So I'm doing 5 into my first chain space, then I'm doing number 6 on top of the first double crochet, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, The 14th stitch goes into the single crochet and the 15th stitch goes into the next chain 5 space. And now I'm going to do 4 double crochets into this chain 5 space. And then I'm going to do a double crochet into the top of the first treble. I'm going to skip the next treble and work 3 double crochets into the corner. And I'm going to chain 3 and work 3 double crochets again, all into the corner. I promise I'm not fast forwarding the video. Okay, so we have now come upon, we're going to repeat the other side, so we're going to do 1 double crochet into the treble, and then we're going to do 4 double crochets into the first chain 5 space. Followed by a single crochet into this same chain 5 space. And a single crochet in the single crochet. And now we're going to begin the process once again of doing the 15 single crochet, 4 double crochet, 1 double crochet on top of the treble, and then our corner, which we do 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets. Repeat that all the way around. Okay, so came upon my last chain 5 space, and I'm going to do 4 double crochets into that chain 5 space and 1 single crochet. Okay, and then I'm going to do a slip stitch. Once I finish that last single crochet, I'm going to do a slip stitch to the first single crochet, and this ends round 9. As you can see, it's looking more like a granny square. For round 10, we are going to chain 3, and we are going to make 1 double crochet in each stitch. And I will join you when we come to the corners. I really love using this yarn, and it's not sponsored or anything, and I think even if they were, I would have just definitely used this yarn for a blanket, which is what this square will be part of. This square will be part of a blanket, and I'm kind of excited. Anyway, we've come upon the corner, so into this corner we're going to do 2 double crochets, chain 3, 2 double crochets, and that will be the pattern to finish off our granny square. 1 double crochet in each stitch until you come to the corner, and into the corner 2 double crochets, chain 3, 2 double crochets. Okay, and there you have it, guys, a really stunning granny square motif. It might have taken you longer, a lot or more time than your usual granny square, but I think it's well worth it. Thank you so much for tuning into this tutorial, and please let me know what you would use this square for in the comments below. If you would like a written pattern, then head on over to crochetcakes.com. Bye!